The cork popped loud, too loud, like a gunshot in the quiet tasting room. Zara's laugh echoed off the oak barrels. "Guys, say hi to the live. We're at the family vineyard. Yes, the one I saved with my collab money." Mom beamed, holding up her phone. "Smile, everyone. This is going viral." Dad clinked his glass against Zara's, "To our little superstar. Second beach house paid off in full because of you." I stood behind the bar, polishing the same glass for the third time. My apron smelled like crushed grapes and sweat. No one looked at me, not even when I poured their refills. Zara spun the camera. "And look at this vintage. Oh wait, Sana, tell them about the wine." I opened my mouth. Dad cut in. "Sana's just helping out today. The real magic is Zara's branding." The chat exploded with hearts. I forced a smile. The glass squeaked under my thumb. "My name is Aneela, and trust me, nothing about my life used to feel this cruel." Welcome to Revenge Cut. If you're watching this video, then share your own story too. Write your name and a short paragraph about what happened to you in the comments. And don't forget to like and share this video. Your story might be featured in our next episode. Harvest weekends used to be sacred. Back when the vines were dying, drought, debt, foreclosure notices stacked on the kitchen table, I was 23, fresh out of viticulture school, no sleep. I grafted new rootstock at 3 a.m. under flashlight. I begged suppliers for credit. I entered blind tastings. Won gold with a bottle no one believed came from our soil. That gold saved the estate. Bank took the metal as collateral. We kept the land. But the story they tell now? Zara's influencer money turned everything around. Never mind the beach house mortgage was paid with my silent nights. Today the tasting room is packed. Tourists in linen, phones up. Zara's live has 40,000 viewers. She twirls in a white sundress. My sundress, actually. The one I wore to the award ceremony. She borrowed it last month, never gave it back. Mom leans over. "Aneela, sweetie, can you grab more rosé? The good stuff. Zara's fans want to see the label." I nod, walk to the cooler. My boots stick to the floor. Spilled champagne. I catch my reflection in the stainless steel door. Eyes red. Hair in a messy bun. I look like staff. Because I am staff. In my own vineyard. Dad claps Zara on the back. "Tell them about the Safari Lodge extension. Booked it yesterday." Zara squeals. "Guys, honeymoon goals, 2 extra nights, private plunge pool." The chat, I set the bottle down. Pop the cork myself this time. Foam spills over my knuckles. No one notices. I wipe my hands on my apron. Ask the question I already know the answer to. "How much was the extension?" Mom waves a hand. "Oh, around 200,000 rand. Nothing crazy." Nothing crazy. That's my land fund. Every overtime shift, every skipped birthday, every no to dinners out. 200,000 rand. Gone. Zara tilts her head. "Aneela, you okay? You look tired." Translation, "You look poor." I smile. "Long week." Dad chuckles. "That's what happens when you don't monetize your skills, honey." The tourists laugh with him. I laugh too. It sounds hollow. Later, in the barrel room, I count crates. The new vintage, my vintage, is aging perfectly. I run my fingers over the label I designed. Simple, elegant, no influencer filter, just grapes and truth. My phone buzzes. "Mom, family meeting tonight. Dining patio, 7 sharp. Don't be late." I stare at the screen. Know what's coming. They need money. They always need money. And I'm the only one who never says no. I lock the cellar. The sun is setting over the vines. Rows and rows of green I saved. I whisper to no one. Not this time. But I'm lying. I always give in. Because they're family. Because guilt is heavier than debt. Because I still believe love looks like sacrifice. I walk back to the house. Zara's live is still going. 60,000 viewers now. She's opening the bottle I poured. "Cheers to the best sister in the world," she says to the camera. She doesn't tag me. Doesn't need to. Everyone knows who carries the trays. I stand in the doorway. Watch them toast. Watch them forget. My chest tightens. Not anger yet. Just fatigue. The kind that settles in your bones. I slip upstairs. Open my laptop. The land listing is still bookmarked. 10 hectares. Bordering our estate. Perfect soil. My future. Offer pending. Deposit due next week. 200,000 rand. I close the lid. Go downstairs. They're waiting. The patio lights are on. Fairy lights, Zara insisted on. Paid for with my bonus last Christmas. Mom pats the seat beside her. Sit, sweetie. We have exciting news. Dad pours wine. Zara scrolls her phone. I sit. Here it comes. The fairy lights flickered like they were nervous. Dad cleared his throat. Aneela, we need to talk about the safari lodge. I folded my hands in my lap. Okay. Mom jumped in. The extension is confirmed, but the lodge requires full payment up front. Tonight. Zara looked up from her phone. It's only fair. I mean, I'm bringing the family visibility. This trip will be content gold. Dad nodded. Exactly. And you know we're on a fixed income now, since retirement. Mom finished. I stared at the table. The wood was scarred from years of harvest dinners. I carved my initials under there when I was 12. A plus vines. They never noticed I asked. How much? Mom didn't blink. 200,000. Exactly. The number sat between us like a loaded gun. Zara smiled. You've been saving, right? For that land thing? She said, land thing. Like it was a childish phase. Dad leaned forward. Think of it as an investment in family memories. Mom added, we raised you, clothed you, paid for your fancy wine school. With loans, I said quietly. Loans I'm still paying. Silence. Crickets. Zara rolled her eyes. God, Aneela, always the victim. I stood up. I need to think. Mom's voice sharpened. We need an answer tonight. The lodge closes booking at midnight. I walked inside. My boots echoed on the tile. I went to my room, closed the door, leaned against it. My phone buzzed. Zara. Don't be dramatic. Just send the money. It's not like you're using it. Another text. Mom, we'll pay you back eventually. Dad, this is what family does. I opened my banking app. Savings, 203,450 rand. 3 years, no vacations, no new clothes, no life. I hovered over transfer. My thumb shook. A knock. Zara slipped in without waiting. She was still holding her phone, leave off, but recording red light blinking. She whispered, do it, or I'll tell everyone you let the vineyard fail. I stared at her. I saved it. She smirked. No one remembers that part. She left. I sat on the bed. The one I'd had since I was 10. Faded floral comforter. I opened the drawer, pulled out the necklace, Grandma's, gold vine pendant. She gave it to me the day I won my first competition. Wear it when you buy your own land, she said. I hadn't worn it in years. Too scared to lose it, I put it on. The chain was cold. I went downstairs. They were waiting, phones out, expectant. I opened the app, typed the amount, recipient, Mom's account, memo, family. I pressed send. The wheels spun, transaction complete. Mom gasped. Oh, honey. She hugged me. Dad clapped my back. That's my girl. Zara air-kissed my cheek. Knew you'd come through. They popped champagne. Real stuff, not the vineyard blend, imported. I smiled. Went to the kitchen. Poured myself water. My reflection in the window. Necklace gone. Zara was wearing it. She must have taken it from my room. I watched her pose. This heirloom? Vintage vibe perfect for the safari aesthetic. The chat. Obsessed? I turned away. My throat closed. Not tears. Something harder. Later I walked the vines alone. Moonlight on the leaves. I touched a grape. Still sour. Not ready. My phone buzzed. Bank alert. Savings balance. 3,450 rand. I laughed. One short, sharp sound. The vines didn't laugh back. I went inside. They were gone. Left for the city. Early flight planning. Mom texted. I stood in the empty house. Their laughter still echoing. I opened my laptop. The land listing was gone. Sold to a developer for luxury villas. I closed it. Sat in the dark. The necklace was on Zara's neck in every photo now. Family heirloom. Shacher. Safari ready. I whispered to the empty room. You wanted the money. You got it. I opened a new tab, typed. How to start a wine label with no capital. The results loaded. I bookmarked them all. I didn't sleep. The house creaked like it was morning. I sat at the kitchen table, staring at the transfer confirmation. 200,000 rand. Gone in 0.3 seconds. At 4 a.m., I walked to the cellar, turned on the lights. The barrels glowed. My vintage. Batch number 47. Blind tasting score, 96. Retail value, 1,200 rand per bottle if I could sell it. But the label says, family estate. Their name, not mine. I opened one barrel, dipped a thief, tasted, black cherry, graphite. A finish that lingered like regret. I bottled 6. Hand-labeled, plain paper, Sharpie, Aneela, no logo, no story, just truth. I hid them in my truck, drove to the city before dawn, knocked on restaurant doors, chefs I'd met at tastings, old classmates. Try this. No charge. Tell me if it's worth something. By noon, I had 3 offers, R, $1,500 per bottle. Cash, under the table, I took it. R, $9,000, seed money. I didn't go home, checked into a cheap motel, Wi-Fi, laptop. I built a website, 1 page, black background, white text, vines of truth, coming soon. I posted the first photo, me, in the vines, no filter. Caption, I saved the land. They sold the story. No hashtag, no face, just eyes. The post got 12 likes, then 50, then 300. Wine people, quiet accounts. They knew. I slept for 3 hours, woke to 42 messages. Chefs, sommeliers, 1 investor, we want in. I didn't reply. Not yet. I drove back at dusk. The vineyard was quiet, no cars. They were still in the city, planning, posting, living off my blood. I walked the rows, counted grapes, calculated yield. If I harvested early, if I sold direct, if I cut them out, my phone rang. Mom. I let it ring. Voicemail. Aneela, where are you? We need you to sign some papers. The lodge wants a family guarantee. Translation. They want your name on the loan. I deleted it. I went to the house. Their bags were packed. Safari hats, matching luggage, my necklace on the table. Zara forgot it. I picked it up. The vine pendant was scratched, cheap plating wearing off. I put it in my pocket. I opened their fridge, my leftovers, labeled Aneela, do not touch gone. I laughed again. This time, it didn't echo. I sat on the floor, back against the cabinets, and cried, not loud, silent, the kind that shakes your ribs. I thought of Grandma, how she'd roll in her grave, how she'd say, land ain't just dirt, baby, it's legacy. I wiped my face, stood up, went to the office, found the estate papers. My name was on them, co-owner, 50%. They forgot. I took photos, every page. I texted the lawyer, the one who handled Grandma's will, need a meeting. Urgent. He replied, tomorrow, 9 a.m. I packed a bag, 1 duffel, laptop, 6 bottles, necklace. I left a note on the table, gone to harvest. Back when the grapes are ready. I locked the gate behind me. The vines stretched into the dark, waiting. I drove to the motel, ordered pizza. Ate half, opened my laptop. The website had 1,200 visitors. No ads, just shares. I posted again. Photo of the necklace. Caption, they sold my past. I'm building my future. Comments flooded. We see you. Take them down. Your wine, your rules. I closed the laptop, stared at the ceiling. The motel sign buzzed outside. I whispered, this isn't over. But for the first time, I believed it. The lawyer's office smelled like old paper and coffee. He slid the folder across the desk. Grandma's will was ironclad. 50% to you. 50% to your parents, but, he tapped a clause, you have exclusive rights to all intellectual property. Labels, recipes, branding. I nodded. He smiled. You want to rebrand? I slid him the new label, Vines of Truth. He raised an eyebrow. Bold. I left with papers, signed, notarized. I drove to the printer. 10,000 labels, overnight, paid with the R9000 and a credit card I swore I'd never use. Back at the motel, I built the store, pre-orders, 2,000 rand per bottle, limited run, sold out in 47 minutes, R 1.2 million. I stared at the screen. My hands shook. I called the bank, opened a business account, Vines of Truth, LLC, sole owner. I hired a harvester night crew. Quiet, cash. We picked at 2 a.m. under floodlights. No songs, no posts, just work. By dawn, the crush pad was full. Grapes bled purple, I fermented in secret. Stainless tanks I rented under a shell company. I posted one update. Video, me in the vines. Voice calm. No more family estate. This is mine. The internet exploded. Hashtag Vines of Truth trending. Zara called. I let it ring. Voicemail. Aneela, what the hell? You can't just... Deleted. Mom texted. Come home. We need to talk. I replied. Busy. 3 weeks later. The wine was ready. I bottled it. New labels. Shipped from a warehouse they'd never find launch day. I went live. Not from the vineyard. From a rooftop in the city. Sunset behind me. I held up a bottle. This is for everyone who was told their work didn't matter. I poured a glass, tasted, closed my eyes. The chat, queen, icon, take them down. I smiled. Real this time. That night I drove to the vineyard. The gate was open. Their cars were there. Lights on. I walked in. They were in the tasting room, arguing, Zara crying, Dad pacing, Mom on the phone with the lodge. But we had the money. She sent it. I stood in the doorway. They froze. Zara saw the necklace. My necklace. Around my neck. Polished. Gold again. Dad. Aneela. What is this? I set a bottle on the bar. Vines of Truth. Batch number 1. I said, this is what I do with the land I saved, Mom. But the estate is half mine and the wine, all mine. Zara lunged for the bottle. I pulled it back. You wanted content. Here's your story. I turned on my phone. Live 100,000 viewers. I spoke to the camera. They took my money, my heirloom, my credit. I took my name back. I poured 4 glasses, pushed 3 toward them, 1 for me. Dad reached for his. I stopped him. $2,000 per bottle. Cash up front. Silence. Zara whispered, you're embarrassing us. I laughed. No, you did that. I walked out, left the bottle, let them stare at the label. Outside, the vines were quiet. Harvest moon. I touched a leaf, whispered, we did it. My phone buzzed. Order confirmation. 10,000 bottles. Sold out. Again. I drove away. Didn't look back. 3 months later, Vines of Truth won double gold. International. Front page of Wine Spectator. Photo. Me. In my vines. Necklace gleaming. The article quote. She didn't inherit the land, she earned it. 1 grape at a time. I framed it. Hung it in my new tasting room. My name on the door. My rules. They still call. Beg. Apologize, I don't answer. The Safari Lodge? They went. Budget version. No extension. Zara's live. 400 viewers. China family trip. I posted one last thing. Photo of the vineyard sunrise. Caption. Some stories end in betrayal. Mine began there. I turned off comments. Closed the app. Walked the rows. The grapes were sweet this year. What would you do if this happened to you? Tell me in the comments. Thank you for watching Revenge Cut. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tales of betrayal, justice, and redemption. Until next time, stay strong and never stop believing in your truth.